Hello, Seafaring Matters. Welcome to the very first podcast of Seafaring Matters. This is your host, Isaiah, or Al, the creator of Seafaring Matters. And today, joining me from the land down under, our new collaborator and also a content creator, Captain Roger, from the land down under, Darwin, Australia. Can you hear me, Captain Roger?
Yes, Captain Al, I can hear you loud and clear. It's good to be your guest in your podcast.
For this very first podcast, we're going to explore our expertise. This is a very good avenue to introduce you to our Seafaring Matters community. So, Captain Roger, would you like to introduce briefly yourself to our audience?
Oh, yes. Hello, Seafaring Matters. Hope all of you doing well. My name is Captain Roger Arcega. I'm actually now in Australia doing some flag change and name change, management change with one of our vessels here. So I'm a bit doing some things which are not really often being done, but I have the honor that the company actually sent me here to do this job. And yes, it's been like more than a month that I've been away from home, and this is what I'm doing.
Well, good to hear that, and it's quite a responsibility. That's a huge job in Australia. Okay, Captain Roger, since your task now is related to seafaring and our audience are seafarers, let's take up a very, not so new issue regarding the ISM Code. ISM Code has been enforced, and until now, it isn't still fully implemented. We're still experiencing issues regarding the implementation of ISM Code. So, you ready for this?
Sure. That's a good topic to discuss.
Alright, so let's start off with the first question. What really is ISM Code?
Oh, that's a nice question. ISM Code. Well, it has been known that ISM Code, or what we call the International Management Code for the safe operation of ships and for pollution prevention, whereby ISM is an International Safety Management Code. This was adopted, as you said, and enforced last 1st of July 1998. It has been incorporated in SOLAS Chapter 9 on the management of the safe operations of ships. And the ISM Code provides an international standard for the safe management and operations of ships and for pollution prevention. That is really the purpose of this code. And the ISM Code requires that the companies establish safety objectives, the same objectives that the ISM Code has, like to safeguard personnel, assets, and environment. And these are described in the section 1.2 as the objectives of the ISM Code. Now, in addition, the companies should develop, implement and maintain a safety management system, which includes those functional requirements as listed in section 1.4 of the ISM Code. Now, the application of these ISM codes should support and encourage the development of a safety culture in shipping. But the success factors for the development of the culture that promotes safety and environmental protection, are commitment. We need commitment. We need, the values of this and the beliefs and the clarity of the safety management system to be effective. That is what this ISM Code is all about. And I'm sure somehow if you hear this, these are too academic. But we can discuss this in the future, how to simplify ISM Code using layman's terms. And I'll be willing to, sit down with you and add some more introduction about ISM Code.
Okay, it sounds like this is an area of your expertise. And yes, I can't wait to sit down with you and discuss further regarding ISM Code. But at least now you can give us the general overview, give our audience the scope of ISM Code and how companies develop the SMS.
Oh, yeah, the scope are basically, establishing the basic principles of ISM Code. That is for the company to actually review their safety management system to ensure effectiveness, and also emphasizing the role of the designated person under the ISM Code. And one of the things that is required is actually to report and analyze any of the non-conformities on board or in the office. the accidents and the hazardous occurrences that includes the near misses, and also establishing how the internal audits are being performed and the management reviews. The development of the safety management system requires the companies really to establish that safety objectives. That's the main goal. Given that this ISM is a self-regulatory principle. Mm-hmm. It has self-regulatory principle that the internal verification and review process are the key elements in the implementation of each SMS. Now, the company should consider the outcome of that internal audits and internal SMS reviews and analysis of non-conformities, accidents, and hazardous occurrences. This is to enhance the effectiveness of the operations and the procedures within the SMS.
All right, thanks very much for answering that question. And since it has been implemented for 25 years already, do you think that we are now comfortable with this code? Is it fully implemented? All parties, are they now compliant with the code?
Well, every shipping industry who are signatory to ISM, they're all in compliance with the ISM code. The only issue at the moment is not only the compliance, but the total understanding of what does ISM really is. What is ISM really doing for each company? Is it effective, or does the occurrence of the safety management system really improve the safety performance of personnel? Well, since the enforcement of the ISM on 1st of July 1998, from then up to the present, we are still having issues with safety. We can hear them on the news, we can read them on the newspaper, in the internet, we can watch them every event that happened on the television. So I don't think the ISM has been implemented effectively, but yes, some of them are compliant only, but not really by heart. So maybe what we need is to actually give the basic understanding of what ISM is all about that will help each company make their SMS effective.
Right, so Captain Roger, are you saying that the gap here in implementation is the understanding, and that means these parties need training when it comes to ISM code implementation?
Yes. Training, and not only the training by compliance, but actually what are we training them about? So if you put ISM as a general academic requirements, people will get confused of so many academic theories and words. We must simplify these things to the lowest level as possible.
Yes, I believe so. I couldn't agree more, because since the implementation in 1998, it hasn't been fully grasped by the stakeholders. So I think the approach in training is not really effective, don't you think?
There are probably many companies that provide training for ISM, but it hasn't been really categorized as to what level of understanding that we need, to put across our seafarers, not just all the clauses, but what are the relevance of each clauses to the safety operations of the ship. And that must be emphasized really clearly, because that is what we do every day on board the ships and in the offices. So I think the idea of complying is not a problem, but the idea of what are you complying about, that is the issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it is a huge topic to discuss about. I hope that I will be sitting with you and discuss further regarding ISM code, safety management system and plans. Captain Roger, thanks very much indeed. Thanks for sharing your expertise with our Seafaring Matters community.
No worries at all. Anytime, I'll be willing to sit down at any time when it comes to this subject, because we are seafarers, we understand what needs to be improved on board our ships in the seafaring world.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it is for the improvement of the maritime industry anyway. So, Captain Roger, by the way, to our seafaring community, check our social media account in YouTube, in Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We have contents there. Myself, Captain Roger, and our collaborators. Check out our useful contents and make your life worthwhile, and to the world before you be relevant. Cheers!